for calling the Horrible Trader hotline. My name is James. How may I help you today? You would like to know about AMC? You should go watch our previous video created about a month or so ago that talks about this entire fucking section here. Everything that's going on. You should go watch that. It talks about this here being this here and not this like everyone else said. You did not get your MOAS on the 12th. You did not get your MOAS on the 20th. And you're never going to get your MOAS when these guys keep promising you you're going to get your MOAS. This just not happening. I'm sorry to break this to you, but there's very few people that have been kind of correct about what has gone on with this thing since August. And I, the Horrible Trader, have been spot on 100% with what this thing is doing and what it could continue to do. And we shall see if you get your MOAS. Everyone's getting excited. Everyone's like, oh, we're up. Oh, look at the after hours. This is not nothing new. There have been many times where AMC go crazy for a day or so in the after hours and then gets killed in the pre-market. And it only went to 43. That's not crazy. I don't think we've had it move from $33 up to 45 or something in a day. We had it go from like $38 to $54. It's gone up during the day much better than it did in the after hours. I do not understand why everyone's excited and freaking out about this. It's getting ready to enter into its actual bull cycle, should be. But we will see. We will see, because it very well may just do one of these right here and fall back off into the red. May not get much at all, who knows. But I am still sticking by my original theory that we should see a nice move this month. And at the very, very latest, the early December. So, that being said, I am going to go over all of my, well, not all of my, but a portion of my horrible tickers from the Horrible Trader so that I can apologize for the money that the intelligent people that came to my channel and watched my content thoroughly, listened to what I explained, traded with the strategy that I told you was the best way to trade. I want to apologize. I'm going to go through a few of these tickers so that we can look at them together and see how horrible they are. Because I need to see them myself. I have to go back and look at these tickers that I've spent hours and hours of my day finding, combing through the vast amounts of tickers in the market to find things like this horrible ticker here, Prog, that nobody was talking about until it had this day. Nobody, except me, who was talking about it here when it was under $1. Nobody was talking about it till it was over $2. I was. Brought it to your attention then. Look at this horrible ticker. Look at it. Look at how horrible it's doing. The horrible ticker. AMD, God, another horrible one. This was the very first one I put you all on to. My very favorite. Very great company. Very bright future. Look at how horrible it's done. Just look at it. Look at its horribleness and all of its horrible glory. Oh, I remember this, and this is a secret. You have to be a horrible trader in order to see traps. In order to see a trap like this, if you watched my content, you remember me telling you this was very strange. It looked like a trap. They pushed this thing up to $60, and then the Thursday and Friday left in the week, they're opening up the options chain to $60, $70. Very strange. Does not happen. I told you, watch for them to tank it down into the low 30s, push it back up to almost 50, and then they'll probably kill it once they get enough premium action going from people thinking it's going to go to 60 and above. And yet other people with other channels are saying, oh, this thing could go to 100, 150, it may even go to 250. These crazy speculations, crazy. And I had to put the warning sign out to say, hey, do not listen to them, guys. Do not listen to them. If you were in it here, great. Even here, this is what they started doing. This is the after hours. You get nothing. You get nothing. Boom. And then dead before it opens. You don't get the benefit from any of that. But yes, this was a straight up trap. Was it not? Was it not? But again, you have to be a horrible trader, so I cannot fault anybody for not seeing that, not calling that out. Because it's just a skill set that comes with being a horrible trader. Let's move on. Oh, I don't even need to say anything about this. There's nothing I need to say. This is the only crypto I have ever endorsed, and I did it back when there was 5 zeros in the price still, and tried to tell you all to get in on this. And then when it had its little runs, I was still telling you all, please get in on this, please get in on this. I promise you, it will be the most horrible trade you ever make. It will be the most horrible investment. You need to get in on this. Look at how horrible it's done. Just look at it. It's so horrible. QS, I think one other person talked about this, but they didn't talk about it till it was like doing this shit here. I was talking to you about this back here when it was under $20. And look at how horrible it's doing. Just look at how horrible. Horrible. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I am. I'm so very sorry that I bring these horrible tickers to the attentions of the 6 of you that actually watch my full videos. And not the 190 whatever there is, I don't know, out there that just look at the title, look for tickers, watch the first 3 minutes, and then get mad that you made a dumbass trade in one of those tickers because you didn't want to listen to what I said about them. Next horrible ticker, Fold. This was one that I was going to save for memberships when I thought that may have been a possibility, but then I realized the people coming to my channel were coming to steal my information, coming to steal my tickers, coming to make themselves wealthy and not appreciate the work that's gone into it and not give kickbacks like they rightfully should have. Man, I tell you right now, there's the few tickers we're at right now probably would have cost you $1,000 to call some brokerage firm and get tips or have them invest in something like this for you. And that's at a minimum. That's a very small scale, very small. It's being generous, conservative, if you will. This is one that just makes me money. Not a lot, but you know, over the course of a week or two, if I need a little bit of jingle jangle, this guy's been here pretty solid most of the year. And I brought it to y'all's attention here because I was anticipating a move to 15, which it only went to 13 because it went down further than I expected. And I knew it was going to go back under 10, which it did. And I brought it to your attention here. Right here, and told you this is not a long-term play. This is a short term. This is in it for a week, maybe 2, depending on how it's doing. But before it starts turning for the worst, you always know. This one always gives you kind of a flat stall before it starts going down. You always have a day or so where, yeah, you'll lose a little bit of money, but you'll know, okay, I got to get out because it's going to tank. Another terrible ticker, but look at where it's at anyway. Look at what it's doing. I talked to you about it here. Next horrible ticker. Oh yeah, this is my favorite run. This is the one that nobody fucking listened to me except for like 3 people. And those 3 people all messaged me saying, thank you so much, man. Dude, I made a lot of money on this because I learned about puts as well as calls. And I made a handsome amount of money, even though I didn't get any of that, which is fine, whatever. Which is why no one gets any more of these horrible tickers. But yes, look at that. If you listened to me and got into it between around $4, when it was well under 5, and if you listened to me and if you actually watched my fucking channel and paid attention to the videos that I put out about this, you wouldn't have lost any money in this. Raise your hand if you lost money in this. Like if you lost more than you made, raise your hand. Yeah, because I don't care. I can't see them. Raise your hand if you made more money than you lost. I already know several of you who did because you messaged me, and I did too. And if you had listened to me and paid attention to this, instead of running around watching aimless hours of other AMC creators while I'm still giving you updates on this shit and telling you how you should trade it strategically, you would have been on the receiving end of making money as well and not losing money. From the very beginning, this was told to you that there needed to be a massive inflow of retail investor interest. That was not here, still was not here, and until that is apparent and it comes in, this is not a long-term play. This is one where you can win with them, because they have so many short positions in this thing that they're going to be having close cycles, which they may be coming up to another one here soon. And if you're paying attention and watching it, you can make money here with all these nice little up rips and shit. You could make money. But motherfuckers heard that they heard squeeze, not potential squeeze, and what it needs in order for that to happen. And then decided to just fucking buy a bunch of, call options that should not have bought. Should not have bought. I have never once, and I'm pretty sure, and this is what bothers me, is that's how I know people aren't watching my shit or listening. A lot of the people that are messaging me, asking me questions and shit, or that were emailing me, your questions are in my video. They're in there. If you watched it, that question gets answered. Another reason why I'm not doing content creation anymore, because the vast majority of my inbox is questions being asked that are literally answered in the video, and I'm not here for people to watch 5 minutes of my video, nab some tickers, and then be like, oh, what do I do? I explained it. I explained it in the video. Go watch the video. I am not your instant gratification genie because you don't have 20 minutes to fucking chill and watch a video. You want to email and then wait a day or more for a response when you could have just watched the video and saved yourself a lot of time and hassle, not wasting my time either. But yeah, if you listened and paid attention to this one, this was a great, and still is if you're watching it, because there's most likely going to be another return cycle coming up. Retail didn't nab this one. They didn't jump on this one. But you know which one they did jump on that I talked about too, that I completely missed because I was so focused on, trying to help this community with AMC and not focused on helping myself, was Catapult's big sister, who I spoke about many times. Affirm, another very, very horrible ticker that I told you all to invest in if you could afford it. I spoke about it back here when it was under $60 fucking, but I was too busy helping people with AMC and answering questions about AMC and doing AMC content that I completely missed what I was expecting here. And by the time this move happened, I couldn't afford it anymore. I could not afford it, but I still brought it to your attention again, even here. And even spoke about that, how I was super pissed and I was getting tired of this fucking channel. I'm getting tired of it. It is not benefiting me. It's benefiting everyone else around me, but I'm not getting anything back out of it. And it's costing me money by missing plays, not having my eyes on the market. And like I said, it would have been fine had the people that are watching my shit and making money, like I know a lot of them were giving me kickbacks like you should have been, because this is work that people get paid for. They get paid to do this, to find these crazy great tickers that are in this market too. This market this year, to find tickers that are going to continuously go up, ones that are fairly cheap, that people don't talk about and don't know about, it's very hard to do. Very hard to do. You have to know where to go. You have to know what you're looking for. You have to be able to recognize patterns. That's it. That's all it is. But yeah, look at that horrible, horrible ticker. What a horrible ticker. I talked about it under 60. It went over 160. What a fucking horrible ticker, dude. plug, another one, self-explanatory. Talked about this shit back here. Look at how horrible that is. Charge point, another one. Talked about this, my entire venture into this. When I got into it in March, made some money, got out. Got back into it in April, made some money, got out. Got back into it in May, and then consolidated everything into AMC. And then even talked about it here and said it should be due for a turnaround, but I would wait to see if they push it under 20. This was when it was at like $22. Because that's what I was expecting them to do, to push it under 20, and anywhere under 20 would be a good entry point. And look at it. If you got in under 20, or even if you waited because it was on a downtrend the whole time once it went under 20, if you waited till it bottomed or even waited till it came back up and got into this, you're riding pretty nice right now. You made some money. Another horrible ticker, NXTD, the one that broke my fucking heart. I briefed on this on the 6th. On the 6th, I'm thinking on the 1 month, it's easier. Back here when it was at 33 cents. 33 cents. Told you all how to, like, begged for you all, if you were getting options, which you should have because they were dirt cheap, to get them for November and hold them through that time, because that's what I would have done if I could have. I was only able to afford positions to this fucking day, to the 15th. I had one that I got for the 19th that was just insurance, but I still had to sell it on this day because it was part of 5 other plays that were all part of a bill that needed to be paid, and they needed to be sold this day. And I expected this move to happen in chunks on Thursday and Friday, and it didn't. And I wasn't even expecting it to go that high. I was expecting that it could go up to about $1.50 by Friday, and it didn't. But it went up enough that made me some money. I had to get out of the positions, and of course the old after hours and pre-market. What this shit does. It's what it fucking does. It's what the market's been doing. But again, very horrible trade. I mean, this was absolutely horrible. I can't believe that I called this one out to anybody. I mean, 1,000% gain in a day. 1,000% gain in a day over a weekend. 1,000% gain. What a horrible trade. And then another motherfucking 100% gain. Just terrible, fucking horrible tickers, man. Horrible. Old SDC, another one. Wasn't anybody talking about. Nobody talking about until I was talking about it. Nobody was talking about this fucking thing. So another one that I told you to be safe with. Use your puts with. If you're going to play it, it's going to be a bumpy ride. It's got retail sentiment in it, but you'll have to learn how to recognize the patterns and follow it. Follow it. Know when retail is getting in, know when retail is getting out. And if you play puts correctly on this, you would just be making money both ways. Down and up, if you play it correctly. So yeah, another horrible ticker. Go EV, yeah, because me and old Zip are very, very bullish on the EV sectors. I was talking about this bitch back in late August. Around here, look at how horrible this thing's done. Just look at how horrible it's done and continuing to do. It's so fucking horrible. And then old MMAT, another one that I was talking about, under $3, because I had actually invested in it earlier this year when it was under $3. It was actually right around like $2. It was right in here in April, $2.50, somewhere around there. I invested in this, and then of course pulled out to consolidate in AMC. And if I'd have left this one alone, I had a lot of positions. If I'd have left this alone and let it did its thing in June too, I would have probably made the same amount that I would have made in AMC, except I would have taken my money out of this one. Because I'd have just been like, oh shit. I wasn't playing this for no squeeze type scenario. Even though apparently that's what happened here. Apparently. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, that's another terrible one. Look at how terrible it's doing since I briefed on it. Look at how terrible it's done. I mean, it's 3x'd since I talked about it, and now it's sitting at about 2x of where it was when I talked about it. Fucking horrible. I mean, absolutely horrible. And that's like, I don't know, 12 or something, 12 of the tickers out of the many that I've talked about. There are so many more horrible tickers that I've given you guys Like so many more horrible ones. You should go dig them up. You should go just look at the ones that are in my titles, not even the nice hidden ones that I put into my actual videos for those of you that did watch the full videos and picked up on and made money on. Just use the ones from my titles. And go collectively grab them all, look them all up, and look at how horrible they did. Just look at how horrible they've done since I spoke about them. Do that. Just go do that. Let me know what percentage was, is up since I spoke about it as opposed to down. I don't even care about the ones that are in my title that were only supposed to be week or 2 week trades. You can count those too, even if they're tanked. I want to know what the percentage is of the tickers I've given you all that are up at this time of the year compared to down. I already know what the percentage is, but I just want you to go do it. I'd like you to go do it. Because some of you don't understand and you don't watch my videos. Because there's a lot of you that do know. Now, how many times have I told you I wish I could trade this strategy that I'm telling you all to trade? This is my paper trading strategy. Every time I make a trade, I make the same trade on the paper trading application to see how it would do if I wasn't poor, if I wasn't poverty stricken, if I didn't have to pull my positions every week and reorganize my portfolio every fucking week. See how my positions would do if I could let them sit for a month, 6 weeks at a time without having to worry about pulling money for bills and all that shit. There's not another person out there that I know or have ever met that is trading in this market to survive, to pay their bills and shit while they're a full-time student. Like nobody else. I don't know anyone that's doing this. It's very hard. I don't know anyone else that could do it outside of a computer program. To be able to trade the market on a weekly basis. Weekly. And it has nothing to do with my trades that fuck me. It has everything to do with shit coming up. Like my truck just fucking breaking down and shit, and then now I have to pull money I don't have to fix shit like that. Like it's life. It's being poverty stricken. That's what bites me in the ass with the market. If I had 4 or 5 grand that I didn't have to worry about pulling out of my portfolio ever, and I could trade this strategy that I have laid out for you all to trade with. I've been very clear about that I don't trade that way. And when I've shown you my Robinhood shit and everything, and I've told you do not look at my positions, do not trade my positions, you don't know what I'm doing with those. It's completely different from what I am telling you all you should be doing. But you all know that. Those of you that actually watch my content, those of you that have been making money, that have made money, and you still can, if you're still following the same strategy that I've laid out for you and using, the tips and the tricks and the tools that I've laid out for you all, you should be doing great. You should be doing just fine. But yeah, again, the whole AMC shit is out of control. The ignorance of it all is crazy. And then I had a lot of rich kids, a lot of dumb rich kids from California and Connecticut and New York and Texas, coming to my channel, in Arizona too, actually, coming to my channel and just to snag my tickers. And they're already wealthy, and I'm not going to bore you with the semantics of how I have that information. But either way, I was hoping they were going to come, give me some kickback. I was hoping it was some young investors who maybe daddy didn't have time for them or whatever, and they wanted to learn how to trade, and they had daddy's money though. So that's why I threw out, several tickers that I couldn't even afford to trade. I even told you guys that straight up. Hey, I can't afford to trade these ones, but if you have the money to, these would be great trades to get in and do this, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. I was hoping some of them rich kids were going to, make a couple grand on a trade and then send a little bit back my way. But that didn't happen. People were just coming here to steal my content, steal my theories, steal my tickers, everything. And homie, don't play that shit. You're not fucking getting wealthy off of me. It's just not happening. That shit's happened my whole fucking life, and I'll be damned. Be damned if I'm about to let that shit happen on the internet. Then you got some people out here that are mad because they don't watch my videos. They don't watch them. They don't listen. They're not willing to learn. They don't want to learn. They just want to hear those couple letters and see it's cheap and pour their money into it. And then cross their fingers that they make money, not realizing that, you're up 40, 50% on something. That's making money. That's you needing to get out. Which is why, again, if you've listened, I've been very, very, keen on saying, have a percentage in your head. You have a percentage in your head that if this thing goes up, you're good. You can live with that. You can pull that and be fine. And if it's continuing a run, great. Then you can hop back in. You at least pulled your profits off the table. Or at a minimum, you pull 3/4 of what you have on the table now and leave a quarter in there to see if it keeps running, keeps making you a little bit of money, whatever the case may be. You need to be able to have a strategy, have a plan, and stick to it. When the trade's done, when you hit sell, you need to not worry about what if, what could have been. That's the bottom line. And that's where people fuck up. They'll pull money off profit, and then they'll see, it went up $2 more or $3 more or something. It went up, another 30% or something like that. And then all of a sudden you're mad and crying. Oh, God, I could have made more money. And then it fucks with your strategy and your plan. Next time that rolls around, you're like, oh, I'm not going to fall for that again. I'm going to leave it in there because it's probably going to go boom and starts tanking. And that's what happens. But unfortunately, I literally can't afford to care about that happening to anybody anymore. I literally can't. I can't afford to care about that happening to new investors or old investors or whatever. I just can't. There's enough information in my videos for you to have a solid fucking trading plan, strategy, everything, the tools you need to, make it happen. And it's all there. It's all there. I'm not going to delete my channel or delete that shit. It's all there. Especially those of you crying about you losing some money off a ticker that I fucking called out that you didn't fucking watch the video. Didn't watch the video. Because I don't know why. But you should have. Should have watched the fucking video. That's all I can tell you. Should have watched it. Because everybody else that traded it the way I had said and was talking about in several videos, they all made money on it. All of them. So, I don't know what you did. I guess you just decided I don't know. I have no idea what you did. But I just wanted to point out all those horrible tickers. All of those horrible tickers to you all. And apologize for providing all those horrible tickers to you all. From the bottom of my heart, I am sorry that I provided all these. I can't believe that, all of them are up. Just about all of them. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I gave you guys shit that, went up 1,000%. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna end my video now because I just feel so fucking horrible.